Discussion thread hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena 10:00 a.m. A House Oversight Panel is holding a hearing on UFOs or WAPs. Stream on C-SPAN. This is probably the least unhinged hearing I've listened to in a while. I think Mitch McConnell got abducted in the middle of his talk at the podium. Billions of light years away? The closest star system is 4 light years away. Here's what intrigues me: let's say the alien stories are true, and the government were to come out and say we have categorical proof of alien life observing us and lay their cards on the table. How would that change the world? How would human civilization change? Because it feels like the sort of thing which should be earth-shaking. But I can't help but feel that even if these theories and sightings were true and acknowledged as such by the US government, very little would change at all. The fact that clowns like Burchett and Gates didn't use a largely watched public hearing to grandstand about Hunter Biden's laptop kind of has me worried that there is something going on here. Ted Cruz sweating profusely right now. Point of the hearing: aliens are real and I have legitimate information on it. Old ass fox Lady Biden didn't shoot down the balloon fast enough, right? Boy, I hope whatever is out there scouting us can't understand human language. Interested to hear Aok's take here. Seems like she is taking this seriously. Hearing all this, in this setting, is wild. Fuck Gates. Why is that pedo coke fiend there? It's worth noting that Grush is not asking for Congress to take him on faith. He stated in the hearing that, when they are in a proper security environment, he is ready and willing to provide the second-hand information he has gathered, and the avenues which should be taken for the members of Congress to obtain the information for themselves. It's not a TV show, the public hearing is for purposes of record-keeping and transparency. Grush convincing the public is not germane to the hearing. Grush convincing Congress is, and he has a second private and properly secured hearing to do so. Marvel's really going all out on the marketing for Secret Invasion. Got stuck in work meetings. Anything noteworthy here so far? For anyone who has followed Grush much more than me, whenever I see statements from him and talking about recovered crafts, bodies, etc., it always seems like he says it was someone else he talked to who told him about these things. Has Grush ever talked about personally witnessing crafts, technology, bodies, or seeing the actual evidence of such things beyond second-hand accounts from someone else who was the actual person who witnessed it? People are making fun of this, but the military has legitimate concern that there are things flying around that behave in ways inconsistent with our physics. That's a big deal. Assuming it has nothing to do with aliens, the implications of the tech are still nuts. Oh, it's a big pretty white plane with red stripes, curtains in the windows and wheels, and it looks like a big Tylenol. Navy pilot who saw the tic-tac. Yes, I do think it's a threat to national security because we don't have something that can come down from space, hang out for 3 hours, and then go back up to space. Lamau. Yeah, Trump. You hear that? Divulging classified info sends people to jail. Holy fuck, this lady is old. Why are so many politicians so old? From an evidentiary standpoint, this was a whole lot of nothing. It's Biden's fault. There it is. Christ. Imagine aliens are real and the reason there is no movement on climate change is because Nuxna the Destroyer made a deal with some military officials to make Earth more habitable for his species, and the top ranks got a one-way ticket to paradise. LOL. Just laser beam us all now and call it a day. Why are people acting like these are crackpots? Maybe the GOP House members, but the pilots and witnesses seem pretty level-headed. I don't really go for the alien stuff, but there is an aspect of hope to it that, in hopeless feeling times, is appealing. I wish it could be real even if I don't believe it. These guys we know of alien crafts that are able to defy the laws of physics, travel through interstellar space, and are far more advanced than anything humans can make. Also several of these crafts have crashed on Earth and everyone on board instantly died. And even though the US military has all these crafts and alien bodies in storage, not a single piece of actual evidence of their existence has ever leaked out. Alien and alien domination is probably the only thing I can imagine that would unify our political landscape today. But then it'll break down eventually, with alien deniers, alien wall builders, and alien equality advocates forming soon thereafter, and we'll be back to our political divide. Just wait until the Republican caucus finds out the aliens have 7 genders. Let's talk about science. Jets are loud so can't hear shit. Well, there goes my plan. Have we found aliens yet, and are they hot? It's never aliens. It's always a defect in a billion-dollar platform and the Pentagon trying to avoid an audit. What is the Holman rule? I'm gonna be honest, can we just skip to this being a private meeting? Because everything is classified other than they want us to collect and report sightings better. So aliens or no aliens? Couldn't watch the hearing. Wait, so do the aliens have Hunter's laptop now? Only way the GOP would take something seriously. It will be interesting to see the fallout from this, particularly from the closed hearing that immediately follows. The government is glacial in its activity, but considering the bipartisan interest, if there is anything even remotely credible presented in the closed hearing, then we might see some interesting legislative efforts in the coming times as a consequence. People acting like WAPs aren't a real concern after we just shot down a bunch of them. Alien or not. The WAP protocol and transparency is clearly terrible and needs work. I read a 60-page report on UFOs recently released by Congress. I was skeptical about all of this until I got to the bit about travel reimbursements. This is all about budget and beefing up the military. Somehow we're going to end up with a new wing of government, hundreds of millions going to private military contractors, and everyone on TV will be enhancing their net worth by double-digit percentiles. There will always be some portion of society willing to play Charlie Brown for these types of folks who have some supposed insider second-hand knowledge. So essentially, if you believe this is legit. If you don't, nothing said today is legit. I just like that they want to destigmatize coming forward. ITT people who didn't watch it ridiculing it. If you are part of the skeptic community, similar claims to this have come to nothing countless times. This is one of the main reasons no one seems to care. Emo. I can't shake the feeling this is a Republican stunt to sow more distrust of the government. The hearing had a lot of "we need to trust the government again and we need to bring accountability to the Pentagon" sentiment, which is of course the same shit Trump and his cronies have been spouting for a while. It doesn't help that Gates is balls deep in this as well. This is illogical, embarrassing. Anyone with half a brain can put the pieces together on why a government building secret experimental airplanes and drones would want to cover up their secret experimental aircrafts, especially when they crash. Oh wow, there was a strange flying object spotted near where the government tests new novel flying objects. No way could it be the government testing out a new airplane. The world is on fire and the only people that can regulate carbon are telling each other spooky stories in Congress. Do they have any actual photographic proof, or what? One and one alone in Congress have seen this, so it's a lie lol. I think it's great this is being discussed like this, but he didn't say anything groundbreaking. It sounds like a lot of hearsay, some eyewitness testimony which is garbage, and I can't tell you at this moment. I believe aliens either have existed, do exist, or will exist, but I in no way believe they are visiting Earth, let alone crashing. This didn't change that at all, but maybe more will come out. I can't take the Republicans seriously. This and showing Hunter Biden's girthy hog is what they're spending our money on. Not like we don't have a ton of more pressing things to fix. Did they find a way to blame Hunter for the alien ship crashing?